Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we're starting a coverage of a game called Yooka-Laylee. This came out in 2017, so by my standards, this is basically a brand new game, only since I'm covering it in 2019. So Yooka-Laylee is the spiritual successor that I think may have been a little bit kickstarted to Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie, in a lot of ways, I think is kind of the spiritual successor. Or at least a branch of the concept of what Super Mario 64 was. It's a kid's game, obviously, and if you didn't get that with just moving the menu a little bit, you'll get it pretty quickly. There's always been a very short amount of good kids games, particularly on PC. Here, the quality of the graphics were set to their lowest for this game. I set it up to fantastic and disabled VSync. Have VSync is an interesting concept. I've never heard of that before. I don't know why you'd even bother to do that. And then there is this short speech checkbox, but no subtitle. It seems like you could move the camera or go with classic mode. Classic mode might be a bit of a hassle, frankly, because if it's like Nintendo Super Mario 64, that camera was something you had to more wrangle than have tight control over. You can tell that this is a game that was originally designed for consoles first and foremost, as everything is nice and big and easy to read from a distance. Also, it has achievements right in the game itself instead of being integrated just into a Steam overlay. It has some stats that we could keep an eye on. And do we need to say or cover anything else? We'll check out what Retro's Arcade is at the end of the series, but we're going to just do the main adventure starting now. You get 3 game files that they've animated in such a way that you get a different picture depending on which one you're looking at. So we'll have to figure out which one is Yooka-Laylee, which one's Yuka and which one's Laylee. Now it is worth mentioning that according to Wikipedia, the next Yooka-Laylee game that came out is a spin-off. And it's a 2.5D game that is kind of a spiritual successor of Donkey Kong Country. Rare made Banjo-Kazooie, and then Playtonic has made this game. Team 17, the creators of Worms and Worms World Party and all of that, published this game. So a lot of talent, I imagine, has over the years moved over from one group to the other. Look, that just reminds me of a very fat old minion. Capital B is the bad guy's name? Or maybe this is a nickname? I think I know what short speech is, and I think we will be enabling that. So we have Dr. Quack, a duck inside of a gumball machine with water, and then Capital B, who is, I guess, a bee. So, Dr. Quack is vying for power. So I'm going to immediately turn off the sounds on maybe talking completely. This is very old school to not have it, just have a voice actor voice this. And even if you were going to do this and have kind of a fake language so you don't have to translate it to a bunch of other languages. You in a modern time would not tell somebody to go Yeah. This is ridiculous. Even for a kid's game. Like, and this is coming from somebody who they're stealing all the books apparently, and so we're gonna that's gonna be weird for a kid's game to be centered around recovering books. I liked the fact that the Lego games in particular originally didn't have any dialogue, and it was just making sound effect noises. But frankly, eventually the Lego games wore me down, and if done right, voice acting in a kid's game is better. Probably wouldn't hurt a kid to improve their speech linguistic abilities by listening to other people talking, particularly voice actors who one would assume would speak and pronounce words correctly. Yeah, with the way this sound effect is playing right now, I would very quickly just start hitting A and trying to skip all of this. And I'm not really reading this. This is way too much dialogue for a kid's game. Now, you might make the argument that this is a nostalgia game for adults who were kids back when Banjo-Kazooie came out. But that's can't really be the target market for a game like this. So I don't think I caught which one's name is Yuko and which one is Laylee still. And the book is getting stolen. So Laylee's the bat. So these two were lazying around, and now the goal is going to be to profit. Let's see. We can set out a tongue with a B button, and I can hit A, but let's see. I can crouch down with the left trigger. I can't get up there. We will eventually get up there, but I guess we're gonna have to learn some abilities. But let's start here with this. Sound. Speech volume. The next thing I'm gonna do is turn the speech volume completely off and just go full silence. This feels a lot like the intro to Spyro the Dragon also. And a lot of games like this where you interesting, dive down with the X button instead of the B button. And the music changes. I might have to remap some of these buttons. Tasty butterfly energy. To refill your power bar. Interesting. So, if I need health, I will eat butterflies as a iguana. And they seem to have painted this place either for profit or for fun. Books are flying all over the place. Maybe these treasure chests unlock later. It would be kind of silly to leave this area first. Bat ship crazy. We have a big floaty jump. And I guess we go. Okay, so I assume this is the direction we want to go, and we're gonna talk to Trouser Snake here. I remember, yeah, I saw a speedrun of this game, come to think of it. So it's a snake wearing trousers, an adult reference for sure. Cell phone's ringing. Let's see. And then over here, looks like there's perhaps a secret we'll unlock at some point in the future. That looks like that would be a secret tunnel. So I just finished playing another game that was at first feel a kid's game that didn't really have any gameplay mechanics, any collectibles or anything to do. It just kind of, you had puzzles you had to do that were really simple and straightforward, and once you did the puzzles the game was eventually over after you done all the puzzles. So we're now playing a game that is kind of the opposite. I almost ran right off the edge there. Where this is going to be all about collectibles. The thing I would say, though, is the game I was playing was called Rime, R-I-M-E, and it turned out to be kind of an adult theme with a kid's game around it, because the story revealed itself to be around death, and that was a big deal. So which button am I supposed to press to talk? A. Alright, pals, lovely to see you. Hi there, I'm Yoko, and this is my brother Laylee. Do we know you? Of course, it's me, Trouser, the honest and dexterous salesman. Yeah, I remember, you're the crook who sold us that dodgy flat screen. Nope, not me. You're surely mistaken, friend. Hey Trouser, did you happen to see a magical flying book go through here? For 5 quills I did. They're in demand. This book business has kicked off. Perhaps you can find enough in those treasure chests lying around. Already tried lockpicking those while Yoko was asleep. No chance. To unlock them, you need one of my trademark special moves. By using X, our green friend here can perform a tail twirl attack. It's smashing. Press X to attack. Got it. Excellent. Now go whack those treasure chests and bring me 5 quills. Alright, so let's come down here and let's just turn this all the way off and think about that. Now controls wise, I can't change anything. Interesting, because I kind of would like to remap some of these buttons. I'm a quill, one of 200 in each world. Collect us to purchase new moves. Yep, and I've just turned down the audio completely, and I'm perfectly fine with that. The dialogue as it's popping up also doesn't seem to particularly wait until you press A. Oh, I am not fireproof. Good to learn. Always worth figuring out these things. Of course, since I ran around all of the island once, now we're just gonna run around the island a second time. So I'm not sure it's honestly worth the effort right now to try and get all the quills, because yes, that's seems to be enough to jog my memory. Come back here. Who's this guy? A to talk to him. Hey Blasto, how you feeling today? Cough. Not so good. My throat hurts and I've almost totally lost my voice. That'll be last night's karaoke. Your performance blew us all away. Cough. I'm not so sure. I think someone hurled a yellow newspaper in this way and I accidentally inhaled it. Cough. I wish there was a hard-hitting cure that could pound me back into shape. Alright, so I will get a thing if I can figure out how to pound the ground, which I don't think I can do yet, right? So we'll have to come back when we learn more moves. And I guess the move list, like, it's all listed here, but then I guess there's a bunch we haven't unlocked yet. So we're kind of limited until we get all the move sets, but then it'll just be a matter of determination whether you want to get everything in an area or wait until later to get everything in an area. Go on then, Lispy, spill the beans. Where's our book? I might turn the volume up a little bit. Your book headed toward the business beyond the gate. Strange things going on in there since the takeover by Ivory Towers Corp. I'm heading there myself to sell some moves. Allow me to raise the gate. So Trouser here is going to give us the moves. Quick, let's go before Trouser realizes we didn't give him the quills we found. Alright. I'm doing a lot of adjustment here. Yeah. I'll leave it at two notches. So we didn't pay him. To get across this next gap, we'll need to use A to jump. Okay, well, looks like there's toxic waste, which I assume I am also not immune to toxic waste. Then we seem to slide down everything. You can over jump. Jump. And then double jump was probably needed to get to that point. We'll need to crouch with the left pump button. The left trigger. Actually. A tutorial classic. We best... In water we can use L to swim. And you can left trigger X to descend. A to ascend. Yeah, there's a consistent amount of speaking going on right now. One would have assumed that this would have been a lot better if it had been voiced. I can't say I hate the music that's playing and that it's kid friendly, but unless we get into long periods of silence, then we're going to have an issue where there's just a lot of text and I'm just hitting A. Like, I haven't done that in a long time for games where I'm just hitting A and ignoring what's being said, so apologies for that. I ignore what a lot of books and like the books in Skyrim and The Witcher 3. I don't think I read those, but usually when a character is speaking, it's saying something more important than what are those blue things up there. They look even shiftier than Trouser. Maybe they're lost. I doubt it. If there were us and I were 50% of us, then I'd attack them with X. Unlike those soft shooters, our health bar won't auto refuel. Right, but if they do attack us, I can always eat a nearby butterfly by pressing B to regain some health. Right. So if they're, it looks like the butterflies are going to be flying around. So it looks like the books have been. I just wanted to see if he was actually going to attack me. You don't want to run into a situation where you are the aggressor. Super easy one-hit, smooth motion attacks going on here. Feels very kid-friendly. No trespassing, this is private property. Hello, we're searching for our missing book. It looked like it went this way. Your book belongs to us now, as will most of the world's supply before long. Mwahaha. That's a weird business plan. Are you opening a bookmobile? Actually, it's just one book in particular we're interested in. Now scram before I call security. There's something not right about this place, Laylee. We should investigate. Alright, so it seems like we're gonna go inside. And this is a shortcut, I guess. Back around. Yeah. Yeah, that camera, it's not particularly smooth. It kind of jerks. This is a consistent issue. The camera tends to be this real-world object that when there's a wall, it will zoom in and move closer so it doesn't collide with the wall. I don't know why that is somehow become the default programming for Unity and Unreal games in particular, but it has. I've seen it in lots of games. So, I assume this is going to take us to the next world, and that is just like a Looney Tunes transition, Mario Bros. Transition. Hey friends, over here. So we're going to have, I imagine, several worlds we're going to have to collect things from, because we know there's worlds and we know there's 200 quills. You got up to speed with your basics moves. Yooka gave himself a short tutorial on the way in. Smashing. Time to put your skills to work. I've spotted a piece of your book. So there's a piece of the book. There, why don't you go ahead and collect it and find out what's going on. I'd go myself, but I've got an important call coming up with the world #1 boss. He's after one of my super moves. Yeah, right. So is Trouser giving all of the moves to all the bosses that we're going to be fighting throughout the game? It seems like that's the case. And I assume this is world #1. Now, having seen gameplay, not actually played it myself, Super Mario Odyssey, but having seen enough of it, there's probably some slight differences between Banjo-Kazooie and what Super Mario Bros. Games are now. I would say probably a little bit at least. of difference. But interesting. Sometimes they go downward, sometimes they go upward. And then we have a number 2 snow symbol. But I would put them both in the same category. Like, there's just going to be a game that is heavily focused around the idea of collecting them all, as far as collectibles in a 3D platforming world. Are you having trouble reaching the shiny thing on top of the gold statue? Heroes these days. And see, that was talking while I was still in control, so I should have just kept on walking. Might need to turn the music down a little bit. Like, honestly, I had already adjusted the audio to about 10% of what it is. But yeah, let's go ahead and put everything down a little bit more. So I can hear myself think. The one thing I guess you might run into in a Mario game is levels where it isn't just platforming and getting to a place. Sometimes there's puzzles, sometimes there are races. We'll see if Yooka-Laylee has those elements also. And I'm fairly certain there was a game called A Hat in Time that came out after this that also falls in this same category. We could use at least one of these types of games every year. Frankly, like, there's always going to be new kids. There's always a need for new kids games. These should be easy enough to make. Maybe they're a little bit harder, and certainly they aren't free-to-play games designed to trick kids into spending a bunch of money, and they aren't Fortnite-style games that aren't really age-appropriate, but still every kid is playing it. But yeah, I think we need at least one of these every year. Hello there, who might you be? I'm a Pagie. I live inside the all-powerful One Book. The One Book? How much is one of those worth? The One Book is incredibly powerful, and it's been stolen by the evil capital B. So the bat is all about money. If capital B unlocks the power within, his crooked company will have the power to rewrite the universe. The problem here with, luckily us Pagies have fled the One Book and gone into hiding. Without Pagies, the One Book is just an empty shell. If you use me to unlock one of those grand tomes in the factory, we can transport to another world and search for more of my friends. Don't worry, we'll help you, Pagie. Come on, Laylee, let's find one of those grand tomes and search for more Pagies. Hey pals, I believe I can assist you on your quest. Why don't you come and see me for the details? So, the problem with this, I think, is because I assume Banjo-Kazooie was at some point pitched by Rare as a Mario Brothers game. And even though Banjo-Kazooie was published in part by Nintendo, it is not a sole published by Nintendo game, and thus Nintendo wouldn't have allowed them to use their characters. So then you had Banjo-Kazooie as kind of just, we needed to create some characters, and Banjo and Kazooie are probably better than Mario and Luigi, considering how Luigi is mostly forgotten in most games. These books are giant. So then Rare, I don't believe was ever owned by Nintendo, but Rare did get owned by Microsoft eventually, and a lot of the talent, frankly, had fled at that point and moved on to other jobs. These books in the water, okay, those are ruined. So Rare couldn't or didn't care to make any more Banjo-Kazooie games after having a long run of Banjo-Kazooie games. I think there was 5 or 6 of them, with a lot of them being spin-offs. But so now you have Playtonic, a kind of company. I couldn't tell you what else they've made, but they do sound like they've been around for a while, making a Yooka-Laylee game. And if people were going to follow my desire and make a game like this once a year, we probably would have 5 different series with 5 different characters that all seem very similar. A Hat in Time's character goes in a very different direction, and I think that was a smart move. Frankly, we could use more Mario games always too. Forgot it's the A button instead of the X button. So weird, you hit A to talk, X to attack. Blah 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 blah. How about we make a deal? For every Grand Tome you unlock, I'll help you in your quest with a new move, free of charge. That sounds like a good deal. Trousers. We're in. Super. Your first complimentary move is one of my trademark abilities. Just hit A. If you hold down the right trigger, you'll get the grip you need to roll up slippery ramps. There's one note in the small print, pals. The longer you use this move, the more you'll drain your power bar. So roll wisely. Instead of eating butterflies, you can collect them to refill your power bar. Good to know. Why don't you try your new trouser patented maneuver on that nearby slippery ramp? So we already had seen some slippery ramps that we couldn't get up before. And this is a nice flyby. In rhyme, some of the puzzles that I did could have probably really benefited with a flyby showing you exactly where you need to go. Just not knowing what you're supposed to do or where you're supposed to go can be a problem in some games. A Pagie and a Cagey, amazing. Alright. Help! Capital B's complete corporate minions. They're misspelling corporate. I guess they'll misspell a bunch of things. Lock me up in this metal prison. These pamphlets sure are pushy. Come on then. Tell us where the key is. There's no key. Cages are unlocked by solving nearby puzzles. But you've not yet learned the correct move to help me. How does he know what I know? Okay, Paige, we'll come back for you, lady. Answer this question. Why didn't, since they're so talkative, why didn't they question why he can't just move between the bars? You're a flat piece of paper. These magic bars won't let me move. So there's something we're gonna do later on. Yep. It's odd for them to have us run by a puzzle and then tell us you can't do it. Hey, you made it to the first Grand Tome. The Grand Tomes are magical gateways to new worlds. Ivory Towers seems to have captured many, but only us Pagies can unlock them for you. These are basically portraits from Super Mario 64. Stand in the switch if you've collected enough pages and we can unlock it for you. Yeah. Then we go inside and rescue more of you, right? That's right. Once inside, don't forget to find Trouser. It sounds like those moves he sells will help you out in your adventure. Before we go, let's just come up here and look around. Maybe there's some way we're gonna interact with those things. There's a Pagie up there. So over there's something. And slipping off that seems to be something. Alright, so there's a lot to do just in this area alone. Is there anything hidden back behind here? Nope, good for that. But you can get stuck behind there. So which button? A? It'll cost 1 Pagie to unlock this world. Do you want to unlock it? Triple Stick Tropics? Yes. I guess maybe there would be some strategy if you're trying to speedrun this game to not just always say yes there. But honestly, I don't think you need a confirmation. Return here later and I'll reveal more grand tomes. So, here we go. Going inside of a book? Not a bad idea. As an idea. Like, these games work around the concept of either separate worlds or mini instances of the separate world. In this first load, it's giving me no indication that there will be instances, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are. An instance would be an example of it sometimes having a boss battle that's there and sometimes it's not there, or sometimes having... What's this? Ghost Riders are we. This book we made. Free all 5 and the treasure will trade. Capturing 1 ghoul. Impressive indeed. But to free us all, new tactics you'll need. They're rhyming. I wouldn't have minded if everybody in the game rhymed. Like, at least then there would be some kind of intelligent style to what's being spoken. But that would be hard, certainly, as the amount of dialogue goes up and up. And I guess if you committed to Yooka-Laylee always rhyming, then you would have to do that in any potential sequel. And this obviously is a game that would want to have sequels. 200 of these all over. Let's ask a question here. Well, of the collectibles on the menu here, it seems like there's several different things, but is there a map? Let's see. So we're in Tribal Stack Tropics, so you can get these specific numbers. There's 25 pages here. But is there a map? And this looks like a Shovel Knight character reference. I'm not sure if Shovel Knight was out there. And the back and the pause button both seem to be taking me to the same place. I like how these collectibles move us. Are you not a ghost? Apparently this guy wants some kind of food. Is this a food? Let's see. Sorry, I've got no business with you, lizard. Interesting, so we'll have to deal with that later. I like how the collectibles can just be a pointer and there's just like a run to tell you run this way. This is somewhere you want to be. But I don't like that there really isn't a breadcrumb trail or a signal light or something telling me where the Pagie, in particular where the first Pagie is that it wants. Let's see. I guess I'm supposed to be hitting this guy. Feel like I'm hitting him. This island may not be that big, which by 2017 standards seems maybe a little lacking there, but maybe it doesn't really matter either. A smaller island makes it easier to find that one or two missing collectibles that might be lying around an area. And everything is just floating in a skybox. Up. Yeah, a small island can be a blessing in disguise. Looks like you found enough quills for my first move. Darn it. Apparently I'll need a flying ability. So I guess we're looking for Trouser Snake. Do we know where he is? Not really. Now we can't roll up that edge. Here we have a cloud. Oh, you look like a racy pair. So we are gonna have a race. Hello, this is Yooka-Laylee and I'm Yoko. I'm nimble. Blah blah blah. Racy, blah blah blah. Of course, racy is not the right word, so if you had a kid saying, "Boy, do you look racy," they might get in trouble. Alright. Let's race. See how this goes. Cloud-based racing, how next gen. Right. Here we go. Strap yourselves in. 1 lap. First through all the gates wins. Go. There's a butterfly. Man, there's a lot of... So, I don't know how I was supposed to... I guess I was supposed to run into all of them. And when I see a butterfly, jump up and hit those butterflies as fast as possible. Well, I think I probably lost the race, but we could probably do this a second time. What a shame. Let's rerun. Alright. I imagine there might be some kind of boost ability or something. So it's really just gonna come down to, if I see a butterfly, make sure I eat the butterfly. Because if I miss a butterfly, you probably miss one, but that's pretty much it. Oops. I'm gonna have to come back and get some of these other things later. Jump. Jump. There we go. That was an easy enough race for the first one. I imagine it will get more difficult. Impressive, I can't believe you finished ahead of me. Yeah. Hand over the Pagie. Candy floss feathers. Oh yes, of course. The victor goes to spoils. Your pair earned it. See, he has a 64 on the side of his screen. We've seen 64 mentioned a couple of times. This is clearly a love letter to Nintendo 64 platformers, which at one time were pretty much all the rage. I don't know what this is supposed to do. Seems like it's shielded. Wait. So there's a Pagie we're gonna have to figure out a move for. Here's clearly a point where we're gonna have to figure out some kind of move. There you go. It's a real danger of potentially missing one quill. That doesn't seem to be a platform switch. Although it does seem like it might break in a ground pound attack once we've unlocked that. And over here we have some other things. And there's Trouser. So I guess maybe his cell phone is supposed to act as a potential beacon, audio-wise, something to show you where you need to go. Alright, new move. Well, if it isn't my old mates, please step right into my office. What office? Looks more like a crumbly old temple to me. Ah yes, pay no attention. Top designers are on the case. Award winners, classy stuff. Anyway, I take it you're here for some of Trouser's famous advanced maneuvers. Yes, please, we could really do with some new moves, Trouser. Smashing, just for you, my good pals. I'll teach you a real boss slammer. just for 30 quills, a bargain. Hold on, I thought we had a deal. We unlock worlds and you give us freebies. My free moves apply only to Hivory Towers, I'm afraid. In Tome Worlds, it's business as usual. Let me know which product you're after and we'll fill out the required forms. Okay, sonar shot, slurp shot, and buddy slam. I'm gonna take buddy slam. Top choice. Are you sure this is the move you're after? Yes. Okay, what's this move all about, Trouser? This next move is such a stunning offer. I'm practically giving it away to you for free. Seriously, with prices like this, I'm going to have to remortgage my house. Is that a battered old ruin too? Laylee? To perform buddy slam, simply jump into the air with A and then press left trigger to send the green friend here, slamming towards the floor, causing massive damage. Oof, would it make more sense to have Laylee do the slamming? Not likely. With buddy slam, Yoko will effortlessly smash through obstacles and foes alike. Now will you be needing accident insurance with that? My goodness. Actually. Nope. We're fine, thanks, Wormy. So this is Trouser's Worldwide Incredible Traders, or TWIT, friend. And so we need more things to buy more moves. And it seems like we're gonna get like 3 moves, perhaps in every area. Alright, so. Hello up there. Spiffing job letting in some light. I can set up my target challenge. Interesting. If you could address the other 3 blocked windows, that would be splendid. Sure. Don't know what I'm doing, but we'll free that up. Capital work. Now come inside and we'll arrange a sporting contest for a real prize. What ho. And so that dark area that we didn't want to go into before, now we have a reason to go into. Meanwhile, one of the characters I'm playing as does seem like they are... There's like a torn Pagie. One of the characters is making kind of a panting sound. Let's talk to this guy. What are you supposed to be? I'm a Pagie piece. I got torn up by capital B's enforcers and thrown into this jungle. My other pieces have been scattered nearby. Please find my other 3 pieces and I'll be whole again. You poor thing, don't worry, we'll reunite you with yourself. I thought this was supposed to be a modern game. Yoko, collectibles used to come in 1 piece. So, let's see what we can find. That's 1 piece. On the second page, 2 more. Is this a monkey surrounded by some bad guys? It's a pig. Let's talk to this guy, see what he has to say. Om nom nom, good day, young warriors. I bet you got a weight-related name. Go on then, what is it? Om nom nom, they call one Sir Scoffs-a-lot. And I'm a proud knight of Hamelot. I knew it. Carry on, tell us about your brave quest for treasure. Om nom nom, indeed. One fellow knights and I are engaged in a daring hunt for the great Rampo's sacred treasure place. Nom nom. For security reasons, we've split our search into 4 separate locations. However, one is currently feeling a little too burdened to locate them. Might thou assist in locating a fellow knights and the treasure? Sure. Don't worry, Scoffs a lot will help you find your knights. Nom nom nom. My first knight isn't far. Allow one to bestow a clue. My feet are wet, but don't fret. I won't drown by this corporate town. Got it. We forget, we'll come back and ask you again. If we forget, we'll come back and ask you again. Okay. So we've now got another quest. Yeah, unlike Mario 64, it doesn't seem like there are any instances here. Seems like we are perfectly safe and fine to do everything. There's a ghost here. What can we do to make the ghost appear? Is he hiding in... He's hiding in this bush? Right. I'm hiding here. Does the camera show me anything? There seems to be a couple of bushes. Third page collected. The bushes seem to ruffle and rumble for kind of no reason. So I guess I can't catch that ghost character right now. I probably just don't have the ability. Third piece collected. That's all of them. Now come back to me and assemble me. Right, is there anything else in this area right now it looks like we can get? I'd say probably not. See, sorry, got no business with you, lizard. Each one of these quests taking a decent amount of time, like 10 minutes or so, I would say, with some transition in between. And collecting one of these doesn't throw you out of the tome world in which you have to jump back in, like Super Mario 64 does. I'm fairly certain if Super Mario 64 was created today, it wouldn't have done that, and they would have had the entire world work that way. Although, come to think of it, I think Super Mario Odyssey still does kind of throw you out of the world, which is a little weird, but maybe you chalk that up to tradition these at this point. Right, so down this direction is where the race was, and I guess at any point if this is taking too long, we'll race over. And here we have a coin. Play coin, return to me to Retrox for some fun. So I assume that just unlocks a minigame. I could have sworn there was a feather, a quilly, in this area. Maybe it disappeared. I don't know, there's a quilly over here. Like, would I really have needed to climb up this? Because it seems like it would have been pretty easy just to jump. That doesn't do anything. And we have carting. Let's talk to this guy. This is Retro Rex. Hello there, strange polygonal dinosaur. Are you sure in the right game or decade? Hello, my name is Rextro. I'm here to showcase my amazing arcade games. Rextro lonely now though, friends all vanishing to play online, on a line. Retrox plays single player games until friends come back. How long have you been waiting for your friends, Rextro? Since 1997. This came out in 2017, so 20 years, but sure they'll be here soon. No wonder your blocky game characters went extinct. Well, Rextro crowdfunding returned. Got cool old school games to play. Rextro had to borrow assets from other games, but don't tell them. Friends will need to play coin to make arcade work. Rextro's sure he saw one near here. We've got a play coin, Rextro. Oh good. Please approach the arcade and press A. If you beat the game, Rextro will give you a special prize. So, seems like they specifically are going to make us beat each one of these Rextro items, which it's kind of narrative breaking, frankly, to have just a giant arcade machine. And that button arrangement is totally wrong. Like, you would have to play with your right hand on the control stick and your left hand on the buttons for that to make any sense at all. Alright, let's give this a chance. So, yeah, a little narrative breaking. This feels like stuff that probably was added because of Kickstarter goals. So this looks like it's a top-down racing game. And it has to load. I don't know. I guess I can... I cannot hit that speed boost. I think if I was to guess, I'm going to win just by default. Slow motion slowing me down. And we just got 5 laps we've got to do. But we've got plenty of time. Let's see. Yeah, you're not gonna run out of time here. I'm not pressing any buttons, by the way. It's just having me move the left stick. So this is super dumbed down. Yeah, I don't think there's any way you're gonna fail here. Honestly though, this is better than it normally would go, because I've certainly seen mini games and other games where it just does not play well at all, and there's no polish on it. And certainly this wouldn't be a game you really would want to play, but it's not going to also lock me into a scenario where I cannot win no matter what. And speaking of which, this was a game that did not ask a difficulty setting, so it's all the same difficulty, and I imagine that means easy. Well, Friends 1 game, they're quite easy. Your dinosaur games. Please wait while Rextro save record onto memory card. Memory what? Feel free to try game again. This time if friends beat high score, Rextro give another prize. Do friends want to play again? What was the high score? There was some dialogue there. So the high score is 2 minutes and 30 seconds or less. Alright. So if this had like some kind of tight air braking or something, maybe that would be helpful. Or some boost or anything. Like the energy option is what you shoot. But shooting just kind of speeds up the process. So, unless I need to just take this shortcut every time, which might be the case, it should be fine. I don't really feel like it is much of a shortcut to go on that inner section. Just don't crash into things and it should also be fine. Or if I am going to crash into things, just bump into them so that they bump me out of the way. So I started at 5. I may not be able to do this at this rate. Like, this might require getting really, really good at this. Hitting the speed ups, taking the shortcuts, and not crashing into anything. Because that feels like that was 2 minutes. Okay, no, yeah, that was 2 minutes, which was less than what I needed to do. Okay, easy enough. They should have asked me what my name was so that we could put in our initials in these at the beginning. Wow, Rextro, can't believe you beat the high score. Now friends receive ultimate prize. 3-letter entry into arcade leaderboard. Please friends, write humorous leaderboard name on golden piece of paper. Sure, Rextro, we'll bring this to right back. Seriously, how did he survive the HD era? Do friends want to play again? The answer to that is no. Looks like you just unlocked a tonic. Come and find me and I'll explain. how about we'll do that later. Right. I can get up to this point, but I feel like if there was something else I was supposed to do to reach that point. Yeah, there must be some extra climbing, jumping ability, like ledge grabbing or something. Well, so far so good with Yooka-Laylee. It feels like one of these games that I think, desperately need more of these. They're simplistic, they're kid-friendly, somewhat, at least. They seem to work. I don't know what else to really say there. It's like, yeah, they seem to be part of what I'm looking for. When I'm looking for, and this would, I suppose, be a weird retro game because it's retro to a Nintendo 64 era, so it's like retro to something 10 years ago, 20 years ago, not something from the 80s or even the early 90s. Alright, so let's look here. We have right now 43 quillies, and the coins, I guess we always are going to have the coins. And we've got 2 out of the 5 ghosts caught, and we have 4 Pagies. And then if we look at totals in general, instead of in general, and just look specifically at this area, that we could get a general idea of the percentages here. 2/5 of the way as far as getting all the ghosts in this area. 1 of 1 retro coin. The glittering butterfly might be an indication that we need to eat maybe 100 butterflies in the area. That might be it. The glowing particle probably means something. The lightning stick probably means something. We've gotten 68 out of 200 quillies, and we've gotten 4 out of 25 Pagies, so we are about a quarter done with Tribal Tropics, and I am assuming there are 5 areas, maybe even 6 areas in total, so there's still quite a lot of game to do. Compared to Rhyme, this first island has a lot more to do. A lot of just random stuff here and there. And yeah, this is going well. Alright, good. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my video because that tells YouTube that my videos are worth watching. If you want to friend me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can support me by friending me on Steam and gifting me a game off my wishlist, or gifting me a gift card, or just any game you would like to see me play. You could gift that. Also, any of those is super helpful. If you want to check out some of the other games I've played, which includes a lot of Lego games, which I would say are also the kid-friendly games, although they tend to have a problem running on PC, so I'd recommend getting the console versions. There's a bunch of playlists on the playlist tab on my YouTube channel. I have a playlist for every game I have. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.